Hello and welcome back. It is the Afro Humanist. I hope you're well. So, I've got this video for you. It might be a little bit long, but follow me. Let me show you spiritual abuse when leaders choose to abuse their members. Let me show you in 4K. Watch it happen. So this lady had an event recently and she fired her personal assistant. But you see, the problem here is it's God. Everything she does is orchestrated, designed by God, led by God. She does not, at no point does she say it's her who wants to do these things. No, it is God. So, but before I show you what exactly she did, how about let's have a look at her talking about herself, okay? Telling her workers, the members in the church event, there's hundreds of people sitting and listening to her. So let's have a look at what she is telling these people.
So many ushers and nobody knows what they're doing. It's like a woman of God has no water beside her. So if I was choking now, I probably would have been dead.
So she had no water beside her and she's pissed off. So, instead of just simply saying, just give me some water, please, and that's it. No, a woman of God, I'll let you listen.
I don't get the kind of honor that I deserve. Do you understand? And from today, everything will change. You can go now. People cannot be around me. Today when I'm having an encounter, I don't want any usher here on stage. When I'm going in the limo, I'm going alone with the prophet. Everybody else will get a taxi. Starting from now, no one is even allowed in my room again unless I invite you. Nobody can be around me. Nobody can take pictures with me unless I allow you to come. Do you understand? You know, when you bring yourself so low, you're being so comfortable with people, they don't know how to take care of you. Like, I'm highly anointed.
Oh, she's highly
I can
anointed.
be acting so humble and all of that, but I'm very anointed. You don't even know who I am. I'm not trying to make myself look good, but I know the kind of power that I carry. I play a lot, but don't play with me. Do you understand? I was telling them in the car, people don't really know who I am. They just see a lady laughing, wearing a wig, doing this. If only you know. You will even kneel down and talk to me. But I don't do all these things. I'm so free. Woman of God. Oh,
this is what these people do to their members. There's nothing special about you, lady. You talk to your members as if they're rubbish. Without these members, you wouldn't have what you have, the money you have, the fame that you have, the whatever you have. Without them, you are nothing. And you dare to speak to them like this.
This is why you can't be too free with people. This is why some men of God, you can't even, it's far. And they will say they are proud. They're not proud. The anointing that you don't value, that you can't really be blessed. You can't. So starting from today, nobody can come near me unless I ask for you. Both workers and here and everywhere. Nobody. And this is going to go forward, going forward. Nobody. Nobody. I was talking to God, I'm like, man, if only people can know how to take care of, I say nobody. I keep hearing nobody. I keep hearing it. Nobody.
She keeps
Like
hearing
God is
it.
just setting a rule.
Guys, it's God that is setting this rule that nobody's allowed to come near her. I never heard anything so ridiculous in my life. Okay, so what started all this? She's upset. She traveled all the way from Texas to London to do an event. And while in the event, this lady has a problem, has a huge problem, gets angry at the slightest, just very angry. So, what led to this? I will show you. She was upset with her personal assistant. The personal assistant has traveled with her first class all the way from Houston to London. The personal assistant picks up after her, very lovely, lovely young lady. And something happened while this lady was on stage. This prophetess, she was demonstrating her usual theatrics on the stage. God is leading her, and God is this, you know. And on the stage, she fired her personal assistant on the stage. Let me show you what exactly led up to this vexation.
Obedience. Obedience. Obey me and me alone. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Jesus.
So she's one of these pastors that demonstrate and make. She has managed to fool her members to believe that there's this power with everything she's doing. So whatever she's doing, there's something behind it. There's a meaning behind it. So watch as on the stage while there are hundreds of people seated. Watch how she's going to fire her personal assistant.
When I ask for Mike, give me Mike. Alexis, you are fired. You can no longer work for me. You are fired. Naburushaya. From now on, when I ask for something, give it to me. So you're slow. You are fired. Alexis is fired. You can no longer work for me. Somebody come and pull this chair forward a little bit. Quick. here. Bring his chair closer.
The problem with this kind of churches and ministries is the members. They sit there and let these leaders make a mockery of them. Look at somebody commenting, it wasn't just Alexis got fired. I felt he fired all of us. What did Alexis do? She didn't give a microphone. You could see this prophetess Belema was all over the place, flailing like God is. What was she supposed to do? And now members are saying that she fired all of them, or God fired all of them. After that event, her friend, who is also a prophet, another fake prophet, he was concerned, and he felt like he had to step in and ask prophetess to please forgive your personal assistant. She's a nice lady on a good day. She just didn't hand you the mic when she was to hand you the mic. So he decides to plead on her behalf, right? And so let's go, and you can see.
Come to my feet. Come. Give me your hand. What you went through was hard just now. The Holy Ghost said, remember the dream. You had the dream for a purpose. And no matter what has come, no matter what has gone on, your position was here.
Her position is at the feet
your position
of the prophetess.
At the feet. You don't know what you just went through just now. It was a trial. It's a test. To see that in spite of what...
So guys, it was a test. It was a trial. God is testing you by making your prophetess, your leader, fire you publicly. It's a test, guys. It's a test.
What you experience, can you still stay at the feet? Will you still honor? Will you still respect? It is well. I heard your tears in the back falling, the Spirit told me. The Spirit.
Guys, I watched this video. My heart was broken for this lady because she cried her eyes out. And guess what? The prophetess, she was adamant. She's not going to have her back. She's done. Look at her face.
This is a hard thing that you experienced this day. But if you endure hardness as a good soldier, the Lord said, I'll do something with you.
Now, listen as these two start to speak to one another, the two prophets. They're going to...
because I'm not easy.
Okay.
I'm not easy, amen.
So this is how...
Today when I was so grieved and I...
This is how the two of them want their members to behave, okay? So this is the spiritual abuse here. They want the members to conform. They want the members to, be in a position of be subservient. Yeah.
Because I'm not easy. I'm not easy, amen. I can
Prophet, today when I was so grieved and I came, God told me to tell them that I'm not flying them in first class no more. None of my workers anymore.
That's good.
I said it online. Here.
First class.
First class
service.
spirit. I like what you said, first class spirit. You know, sometimes God will give you something and see how you receive it. And if you're not ready, He'll pull it back.
Yes, he will.
And this is what is happening here. They've seen so much and they're not ready, so there's a pullback. That's why maybe we got so many business class this time around.
It was a test.
And this is the final.
So she flew her followers, or the people who went with her, first class. But now she's upset and she's not happy with everything. And so God says, no more first class tickets. Everything ends. Everything stops. You know, God says it.
And another thing too, when it was time for me to eat, for instance, when they would call us up to eat, he knew when the food is offered that I eat first. You don't eat more than me. When I stop eating, you stop eating.
Okay, so he's talking about his own worker, the one who goes along with him. When he eats, you don't eat before him. When he stops eating, you stop eating. He's going to tell us how he expects his worker to behave around him.
If there's a fruit basket that they put in
School
here,
of Power, you learning. This is a school. We have another experienced teacher. Because your woman of God is so nice, you don't even know what you're enjoying.
no, you don't eat before me. You make sure my plate of food is together. Then when I've eaten and you take the plate away, that's when you eat.
That's what Jesus said in the Bible. When the servant comes back, the master is not going to tell him, oh, go. No, you finish serving him first.
And then you go eat.
Yeah, you go.
If they have fruit basket in the room, you better not touch my fruit basket. Don't touch nothing that's mine, because it ain't yours. And that might sound hard, but what you are breaking out of them is pride and entitlement.
Yes.
We are breaking out of you pride and entitlement. Anything that belongs to your prophet or your leader, if you touch it, it's a problem. These lot are breaking from you pride and entitlement. These.
You're not entitled to this level that I'm in. And it's to the point where when I would travel,
he said, you are not entitled to this level I am in. Ooh.
With certain speakers and stuff, I said, put him in another car. You know why? Because I might need to talk things with the man or the woman of God that they don't need to hear. Put them in another car. They don't need to all this laughing, all this talking. You should, when you sit in a company of men and women of God, you should shut your mouth.
Yeah.
It's these members.
That's right.
You don't go back here and talk. You don't take pictures. You don't do nothing.
Sitting with the men and women of God, you should shut up. And guess what the followers are doing? They're clapping.
Let me help you. You speak when spoken to.
That's right.
You don't go back here and talk. You don't take pictures. You don't do nothing. You sit there like you don't even, like you should be like a fly on the wall like this. No words, no nothing. If the man of God greets you, you greet them. If the man of God asks too much questions about the woman of God, say no. Speak to the woman of God. Speak to the woman of God.
I love this teaching. We're going to crop this video and put it out again. Prophet, keep talking, please.
Because that is the way, that's the protocol and order. Because see, the thing about it is you introduce people to a level before their spirit has grown to the level they will abuse the level. If they can't clean, if they can't sweep, if they can't show up on time. Another thing is, when it comes to the woman of God stuff, the man of God stuff should be taken care of. And another thing is, the man and woman of God should not wait for you. When they're ready to leave, you should be ready.
People go to church to become servants. People go to church to become servants. To cook, to clean. After these clowns,
When we were going in the airport, they were all leaving us behind.
They left us behind and they in front, but it wasn't my thing. So I didn't say anything. How are you jumping in front of the man and the woman of God? We the one going to preach and you up in the TSA line before us. The devil is a liar.
Ooh. So they're going in the airport and the staff are in the front trying to pull the luggage, and but because these people are your prophet and prophetess of God, they should be in front. The devil is a liar. Ridiculous.
But because I wasn't the one on the floor, I couldn't say anything. Because I was submitted to her. I said, that's how she run the situation, then I can't say anything. But if you ain't no way in the world, you gonna make sure all of the man and woman of God stuff is taken care of. They don't pay first class ticket for you. What are you jumping in front of them for? Thank God for Elizabeth, because she had a piece of sense.
Yeah.
Because we was coming through, Elizabeth saw us. Because I said,
Yeah,
God, everybody's going
yeah.
before us.
We saw it. God is using all these to teach for
But you know what? I don't blame it on a wrong heart. I blame it on a lack of teaching, a lack of understanding. Some people don't understand that you don't walk in front of the man and the woman of God. You don't do that. It's disrespectful. You wait. You make sure all the man and woman of God stuff is taken care of, and say, make sure woman of God things are taken care of, and let the woman of God go before, make sure everything is done, and then we come behind. Y'all up there talking and walking and all in front.
That's right.
Man and woman of God in the back.
And when you enter the limo,
no, you don't.
They don't respect. They just keep talking.
But the thing about it is they have to.
Wait, hang on. So these people come in the limo with you. They're not supposed to talk. They're supposed to just keep their mouth shut. Wow, guys, this is. So the workers are supposed to come in the limo with them and just shush and not say anything.
Be taught, and they have to be rebuked. They have to be corrected. In the school of power, you sit them down in a class, and it's a school of ministry, and say, okay, I'm going to teach y'all protocol ministers how you conduct yourself. This is what you do in the class, because you can't rebuke until you've been taught. The teaching go in first, and then once you defy the teaching, that's when I rebuke you. The teaching is this, and another thing is there was a dress code.
Man of God, I've taught them.
There's a dress code. There's a conduct when you walk with men and women of God. You don't go to them, run your mouth and ask them a bunch of questions. If they ask you a question, you answer a question, but don't run your mouth with the men and the women of God. You walk behind, you don't walk in front of. And if you.
So anyway, guys, after all this was said and done, this lady, a lot of people were upset that she fired Alexis. And she got back. She was adamant that she was not going to employ, because it was God. It was God who, because she was in the spirit and God spoke through her and God fired Alexis. Okay. So when she got back, she's watching the videos, and people have showed that they were upset about what's happened with Alexis, because a lot of people like Alexis, and so she comes online and let me show you. So after the backlash that she received, she came out with, she put this on her community tab. Praise Alexis is restored, to God be the glory. This is ridiculous.
I didn't even know she'll be restored, but I kept hearing that Alexis is restored. I heard it loud towards the end of the program. It's like God used it to teach, and a lot of people, it moved a lot of people. Even the prophet said his armor bearer never cries like that. That this is definitely God. And it was a big lesson, and it's somebody that nobody expected. Like, you could expect somebody else, but not her. Because she's a sweetheart. She's very good. And she's young. She's trying. But sometimes trying is not enough. You need to do more. God requires, when God gives you so much is required of you. To whom much is given, much is expected. you want to be close to her, you got to do more than that. You got to do it way more than normal people do. Are you sure you want this position? Are you sure you want to work for me? God will say, are you sure you want to be my servant? I don't care how old you are, but you're going to be ready for a lot. Yes, Father, I'm ready. Are you sure you are ready? You're going to fast a lot now. And that was no longer Belema. That's why sometimes you got to be careful. You don't know when woman of God is woman of God and when it's not her. Do you see how she was standing there, not knowing what to do? I was asking for a mic. And at that point, I was in no position to hold the mic. Like my hand is... Man, when you guys start to have some of these encounters, you'll be like, this woman of God is a strong woman. It's like your hand is even numb. Just put the mic over me. But she just stood there like she didn't know what to do. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, by now you should already know. You've seen me have several encounters like this. But you still don't know. You know? And from now on, when I'm on the stage, it's not... whether Mavis or Alexis, it's not because you work with me closely that you have to be on the stage. I have to request for you to come on there. There are some people that I may not want them on the stage with me certain times. So just because you're the ones always holding me when I'm falling, all that has changed. Sometimes I may not want you to hold me. I may just pick certain people. I may say, you stay on the stage in case of anything. So it's not always going to be the same people to be on the stage with me when I'm about to dance. Sometimes there may not be anyone. Just leave me. Let me fall. Let me get up. Nobody around. Does that make sense? I'm teaching you guys now. Sometimes God will not want anyone. I'm trying to get those mics where you don't need to hold. The only thing is we've had several, but they're not loud enough. But it looks like I'm going to start having them so that my moments can be enjoyed. And it's not just going to be a lot of different people walking around me on the stage. Like, see, Elizabeth is pushing her. It's so tacky. You see what I'm saying? It's so tacky. It's tacky. And this is someone that works for me already in the studio. But still didn't know what to do. All right? Now, she's already restored, but we need to learn from this. Just going forward, okay? Because some of you may have the privilege to be on stage one day with me, so you know what to do. I may pick you. I may say, you stay there. You stay there.
This is how people are treated in these churches. It's a shame. It's sad. People go to church to become servants to these clowns. Some of these people have never stepped foot in a seminary school, theology school. Some of these people are self-appointed, and people go to worship at their feet. People go to be treated like slaves. Why? Because they are men and women of God. Guys, let me know what you think about this video, and I will carry on showing you many more examples of how people suffer spiritual abuse in these organizations. Okay, guys, I will catch you on the next video.